goals actually keep you stuck, failing, and burn out. This is why most people never reach the goals that they want to reach, or they reach them and then they go backwards as soon as they reach them. But I'm going to show you the weird but very simple system that's going to help you to reach every single goal that you set without fail, and dare I even say in a way that's enjoyable. What a concept. So in this video, I'm going to help to show you why traditional all or nothing fitness goal setting is really keeping you frustrated, it's keeping you burnt out, and it's keeping you stuck in the same fitness journey where you keep reaching for the same goals and feeling like maybe you just lack willpower, maybe you lack discipline, or you're looking for that perfect meal plan or workout system. I want to show you that that's not necessary, and I'm actually going to introduce you to a better way that's going to help you to lose fat, build muscle, and finally feel confident in your body for good without the struggle and without perfection, okay? So if you're tired of losing weight only to gain it back every dang time, or you're feeling like the only way to make progress is through these impossible workout schedules and rigid diets and meal plans, I want you to go ahead and drop the word quiz in the comments, or you can DM me. I'm going to send you over my free weight loss unblocker quiz. Along with, when you do this, you're going to get a personalized plan to help you to finally stop struggling and finally get sustainable results, but without all the struggle and the effort that you've made before. So if you're new, welcome. My name is Lance, and I help busy professionals transform, not get a temporary makeover, but transform their bodies for good. No restrictive diets, no punishing, grueling workouts, and no more yo-yo cycles. I'm a foodie, I'm a food lover, and I tend to be a little bit lazy, meaning that I don't want to spend all my time in the gym, and I don't want to do all the things that most fitness people say are necessary to get in shape and to stay in shape. So after 20 years of coaching, I've helped hundreds upon hundreds of clients just like you lose fat, build strength, and become more confident, but without the burnout or unrealistic expectations that most programs demand for you to get those results. So welcome if you're new. If you're not new, welcome back. And the thing of it is, I want you to know that I get it. For years, I was there. I know exactly how it feels to feel and to be trapped in the all or nothing mindset. And for years, for me, maybe you can relate to this. Let me know in the comments below. For years, I would set these huge all or nothing goals that felt motivating in the moment, of course, because you're thinking about the outcomes, but always left me feeling later like I'd failed even when I made progress. And I'll explain what I mean here. I believed that the harder that I pushed, the faster that I'd get results, okay? And I worked with so many clients that were like this, where it was just like, if some is good, more must be better. So instead of starting off with baby steps and doing things more of a sustainable way, myself and many of my clients in the past would go for the extremes, where it's like, well, I saw so-and-so working out 5 days a week, and he looks like that, I'm going to do the same thing. Or so-and-so, she's working out, and she's eating this, chicken and kale soup diet thing, and I'm going to do what she's doing. And the unfortunate part of this is that we end up kind of doing the blind following the blind, so to speak, because we're not really looking for, well, how long have they kept that up, and are they enjoying their life? We just think, I'm miserable where I'm at, and I want to feel better, so I'm going to do what this person who looks successful is doing and hope for the best. And when I fell short doing this, which was all the time, I would end up beating myself up. I would tell myself specifically that I wasn't disciplined enough. I didn't have enough willpower. I just wasn't cut out to be like the other fitness guys or, people in the fitness industry. And for me, that mindset really left me really discouraged. It left me burnt out, and it really just had me stuck in this cycle where failure just felt inevitable, because I knew I could push for a good amount of time, but if something happened where, life got a little crazy, or, God forbid I had to go out of my routine, everything fell apart because I didn't leave myself enough margin, nor did I leave myself any sort of, well, dare I say, room to breathe while chasing these goals, okay? Does that ever sound familiar to you guys? Where you're so willing to get the weight off and so desperate, or you're willing to, you're willing to eat rigid diets or commit to shakes like Metafast and Nutrisystem and Shakeology and all these things, where you're literally okay with saying goodbye to food and just drinking all your food all day long. These are the sort of things that we do, not really thinking about how sustainable it's going to be. We just think like, well, I'll do it so that it works and I'll be done. But unfortunately, that's not the way that fitness really works. So what I want to help you do is to overcome that and to change a few things that are going to allow you to breathe deeper and have more freedom. So for me, by breaking down my goals into more achievable steps, I finally stopped falling short. I felt proud of my progress because I was more consistent, of course, and I got results that lasted. So now for me, I'm going to be 40 this year, and I am in better shape with more consistency at almost 40 than what I was through all of my 20s combined. And that's pretty cool to me. So this system allowed me to focus on progress instead of perfection. And because of that, I didn't require the willpower, the constant discipline, and I didn't have to convince myself to do these things because suddenly I was hitting my goals with more consistency, and I was enjoying the process for the first time. And how many of you guys know when you're enjoying the process, it doesn't take willpower to make yourself do it. You enjoy the process, you know it brings results, so it's a no-brainer. You just keep going, okay? That was what happened to me once I found this system, and my clients started using it too. And that's the best part, is not just for fitness, but for life. And the coolest part is that one of my clients even told us that it worked for potty training her kid as well. So I'm going to dive in here in just a moment what this goal system is, how you can use it. I promise this is not some sort of hard to use system, but I can guarantee you this is something that you've not used before. Maybe you've not even considered it. So what we're going to talk about is what I call the good, great, and awesome goal system. So the very first thing is that we want to turn all or nothing weight loss goals into wins. And we do this by making sure that they're guaranteed. So here's the old way. The old way is you're going to set a goal where you're like, I want to lose 20 pounds in 3 months or I failed. Now, maybe you don't say or I failed, but you're just saying like, I want to lose 20 pounds in 3 months. But you know, if you don't reach that, if you reach 10 pounds or 15 pounds, you're not going, oh, I lost 10 pounds. I know I was aiming for 20, but hey, this is good and I'll just keep going. No. If you're like 95% of the people trying to lose weight or trying to get in shape, you've most likely done what I've done and many of my clients do, which is never mind that you lost 10 pounds. All you can focus on is that you set your goal to lose 10 more pounds than what you did. And now you feel frustrated, or you lose 10 pounds the first month, and then the second month you lose like 1, and you think, great, I plateaued, I'm done. And you start giving up, or you beat yourself up and you believe that it has to do with discipline or willpower, or maybe you need a better plan or a better meal plan or a better workout program, etc. The new way is to break the goal into achievable steps. Now, before you tune out and check out, keep listening. I'm going to show you how practical this really is. And the logistics of this thing is so easy to set up. It is going to guarantee, if you really desire to reach that goal, it's going to guarantee that you reach it. So the new way, instead of setting the goal of lose 20 pounds in 3 months or I failed, you're going to set a good, a great, and an awesome goal. So what this looks like is your awesome goal becomes that number one goal that you set. So awesome goal is I'm going to lose 20 pounds in 3 months. Your great goal becomes I'm going to lose 20 pounds in 4 months. And your good goal becomes I'm going to lose 20 pounds in 5 months. So what we've done is we've given margin, which is another thing I teach about a lot in my program, Joyfully Fit 365. Margin is a key for success. If I don't have enough margin in my life, it doesn't matter how strong my goals are. I'm not going to reach it because I don't have the room to do the things that leads to that goal being met. Now, there's 2 ways to do this. Number 1 is we adjusted the months, the time frame. So we still have a 20-pound goal, but instead of 3 months or bust, we go 3 months is my top goal, 4 months is my next goal, 5 months is my lowest goal. But come hell or high water, come rain, sleet, or shine, I'm going to reach 20 pounds in the next 3 to 5 months, okay? That's the first way. The secondary approach is to adjust the weight or the body fat, the other number in the scenario, okay? So we adjust the target instead of the timeline. And what this looks like is the awesome goal still stays the same. Lose 20 pounds in 3 months. But then your great goal goes to, which is one beneath that, lose 18 pounds in 3 months. Beneath that is your good goal, your bottom goal, the minimum that you're going to accept as good and tolerable. I'm going to lose 15 pounds in 3 months. So we've got 15, 18, and 20 in the same 3 months period, or we have 20, 20, and 20 in 3 months, 4 months, and 5 months. So we adjust the timeline. Those are two different ways. Now, again, don't dismiss this and just think like, oh, it's just, setting up a couple steps. This will change your life if you absolutely implement this. Now, again, I talk about, setting your goal, what do you want to accomplish and all of that stuff. I'll talk about that in another video. If you're not certain about what your goal is to the letter and you don't know why you want to reach it on an emotional level, this doesn't matter. Because you don't have enough desire to push you to do the things consistently. So if that's you, that's a whole different ballgame that we would have to work through. But if you are the person who goes, no, I'm committed, if I can have something that's doable and real for me, for my life, this will work for you. I promise you that. And it's going to take you out of that all or nothing mindset, because you are going to have weeks where you don't do, and I'm going to show you in a second, where you don't do everything that you would if everything was going perfectly. And instead of beating yourself up, I want you to just simply make adjustments, and that's all. So the next part is we want to separate for our workout frequency and duration goals. So the old way is, in order to reach this goal, I'm going to work out 5 days a week for 60 minutes or I'm failing, okay? Now again, maybe you're not saying or I'm failing, but you believe that. And so what I hear people doing, a lot of times, especially when they get started new in my program, a second here. Good old water. They'll say like, Lance, I'm so committed. I'm going to work out 5 days a week and I'm going to do it for an hour a day. I'm committed. It's what I did in high school and college. I'm getting back to it. And instead of doing that, which again, it's not horrible, but it's not going to work the same way or as well as what this is. So the new way is, step one, we focus on your frequency goal. We're going to separate the frequency and the duration of your workouts. Old way is, we combine them. I'm going to work out 5 days a week, 60 minutes a day. The new way is, we're going to first step, create your frequency goal. So your frequency goal is going to be how many days a week you're going to work out. So your awesome goal could be, I'm going to work out 5 days a week. Remember, we keep the goal as your awesome goal. We just break it down. So awesome goal, work out 5 days this week. Great goal, work out 4 days this week. Good goal, work out 3 days this week. Now, what this does, it gives you margin and a buffer. So in case crap hits the fan this week and, a kid gets sick or the boss makes you stay late 2 or 3 times, you're not going, well, great, I can't work out 5 times this week, so I may as well just start next week. This always happens to me. And I know that seems theatrical, and that's for a good reason. I'm being that way. But that's how people do. And I have watched people come into my program, good people who work hard, didn't adopt this principle, and as soon as they can't get their top tier 5 days a week, they beat themselves up. But when I implemented this with my clients and had them do the good, great, and awesome goal system, they no longer did that, where they were going, well, I wanted to hit 5 this week, but I still hit my good goal. I feel pretty good about that. But thanks to your system, before I would have felt horrible, and now I feel really good. So part 1 is the frequency. I'm going to work out 3, 4, or 5 days a week. Part 2 is the duration. So a lot of people are like, well, how long should I work out? I'm glad you asked. So in my program, Joyfully Fit 365, we typically work out anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes. 40 minutes is going to be the maximum if you're doing my strength and hypertrophy programming, whereas 30 minutes will be the maximum if you're doing my HIIT and circuit style or plyometric style workouts in that program. So what we do is, your good goal is going to be 20 minutes per session. Your great goal will be 30, and your awesome goal will be 40. Now, if you're doing HIIT, I'm going to tell you 20, 25, and 30. And if you're doing my hypertrophy and strength, it's going to be 30, 35, and 40, perhaps. But if we combine them, it's good goal 20 minutes, great goal 30 minutes, awesome goal 40 minutes. Now, again, take a moment and digest this. Instead of somebody telling you, you got to work out 40 to 60 minutes every day, or you got to work out 60 minutes every day, 5 days a week to get the results that you want. Now, instead, you've got somebody like me telling you, no. We're going to set either between 3, 4, and 5 days a week, good goal 3, awesome goal 5. and we're going to set it 20 minutes. Like if all things go to pot for the day, you're going to be able to set your minimum for, okay, well, I can't get a 40-minute workout in today, but I can get 20. What's that going to do? Well, number one, it's going to keep you in your consistency and building that habit, which is great for the brain and the mind to show that you are working towards this thing even when the day doesn't go perfectly as planned. The second thing it's going to do, it's going to burn calories. Okay? That's what this is about too. We're going to be able to burn calories, whereas if you go, well, if I can't get 40 minutes, what's the point? If you're raised like a lot of us, then you're going to go, well, if I can't get a good workout in, or if I can't bring my all into it, I'm just not going to do it. Well, that's a crappy notion. I know where it's coming from. It's coming from a good place because you're thinking, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it right. But that's not what's happening. What you're really saying is, the old, saying is basically, I'm throwing the baby out with the bathwater, which simply means in this setting that, well, if I can't do the full 40 minutes that I decided, I guess that means I can't bring my all into this, and there's no point of trying. Otherwise, I'm a failure, or I'm doing things half-heartedly. Wrong. That's not the case at all. This is not the same as other aspects in life of like cleaning a car. If you're cleaning somebody's car for them or for yourself, yeah, do it right or don't do it at all, because it's either clean or it's not clean, okay? But in this scenario, you working out 20 minutes is so different than working out 0 minutes. And that's what you're offering is, if I can't work out 40 or 60 minutes, then I'm choosing to work out 0 minutes. Well, how does it help you? It doesn't help you to improve your consistency. You're not burning any calories. You're not checking off a box that says, ooh, that felt good to get closer towards my ideal lifestyle. None of that happens. All because it was all or nothing. And that's what this principle is getting rid of. Instead of the all or nothing, where it's like, it's either 60 minutes and 5 days a week or it's nothing, we're working up to that. And that means creating margin for yourself so that if life goes to crap for that week, you're still getting 3 workouts at 20 minutes a day instead of 0 minutes for 0 days a week. And this is going to lead to consistency where you go, man, I've done 2 or 3 weeks where I've done between 20 to 25 minutes consistently, between 3 to 4 workouts a week. Next week, I'm going to really make sure that I can get 5 workouts a week, and I really want to hit 30 to 40 minutes this time instead of just 20. Awesome. What do you need to do to make that happen? Well, in the past, it's been whenever the boss calls and it's late or whatever, so I'm going to make sure that I've got this thing done. Or in the past, it's whenever the kids don't have their homework done, and then I have to blah, blah, blah. So you're going to figure out, how do I prevent that? And this all happens because you're not just chucking everything with the all or nothing principle, okay? Is this making sense? Let me know in the comments below if this is making sense. I promise you, if you will implement this, it will change your life. So don't sleep on this and just think like, who's just setting goals? No. This is every week implementation. And when you set yourself the right way, you're going to implement these things more consistently. And let me tell you this. The clients of mine that implement my strategies consistently, even if they don't do perfect, which most of them don't, it's not required, they get unbelievable results. If you want to see those results, go to my website, joyfully.fit/success-stories. So Joyfully Fit Success Stories, you will see what is accomplished. You're going to hear videos, and there's still plenty of clients that I haven't even put on there yet. So just know you're going to see plenty of people implementing these strategies, and it changed their lives for the better, okay? All right, the last one. We want to tackle real life challenges such as vacations, emotional eating, and busy schedules, because these are the areas that trip people up. When they go on vacation, they throw everything out the window because they don't have the strategies on what to do. And they're going, well, it's vacation. I'm just going to do what I do. Then you come back, you're 8 pounds heavier, you feel defeated, you don't want to get started again. Relatable? I've been there. 2006, Jamaica, I couldn't even look at the photos of myself because I gained like 30 pounds when I took a year off from being a personal trainer to get some sales experience. Loved the experience, hated the body that I had, hated it. Felt like a little doughboy in those pictures. And I did not have the body confidence to see myself that way and feel okay about it. I just didn't. So for me, learning what to do on vacations and holidays and preventing emotional eating while still enjoying my food was a game changer, okay? So I want that to be a game changer for you. So the old way is I'm going to stick perfectly to the plan, or everything falls apart, okay? Now, again, I'm not saying that that's what you say in your mind, but subconsciously, that's the way it is. I'm going to set this goal, I'm going to stick with it, and then if it doesn't go exactly to plan, great. This always happens. I'm a failure. I'm a this, I'm a that, whatever, okay? Is that relatable? The new way is, for vacations, for example, your awesome goal is, instead of like, oh, I'm going to go work out 5 days a week on the vacation because I don't want to gain weight anymore. Instead, it's going to be, my awesome goal is I'm going to work out 5 times while I'm traveling. My great goal is I'm going to work out 4 times while traveling. My good goal is I'm going to work out 3 times while I'm traveling, okay? For emotional eating, the awesome goal, well, let's say it this way. Emotional eating normally occurs when we either mess up on something or we get emotional and we crave something and we eat our feelings or what have you. And a lot of this is because we're trying to be so perfect. So the old way is going to be for, pertaining to eating and sticking with things is going to be like, I'm going to, do perfect on my macros and my calories and I'm going to stick to everything perfectly. Well, and then as soon as and maybe you can relate to this, I'm sure you can, something happens where you skip your lunch because a client's late or because whatever happens, all right? Just, you could think of any different reason. And then you end up going out to eat for pizza, or you come home and you have a frozen pizza because you're like, Lance, I was starving. I waited too long and then I was so hungry I didn't even care. Have you ever been there? I have been there so many times I can't even see straight. It's ridiculous. That's the old way, okay? Where it's basically like, well, I screwed up, so I may as well just start fresh tomorrow or start fresh Monday. Don't do that. The new way is going to be to set goals based on how accurately you want to hit your macros and calories. And again, if you watch one of my other videos on the 80-20 rule, you're going to know that I do not preach or push people to do perfect and eat healthy 24/7. I want you to eat 80% holistic foods, and 20% of your foods can come from pizza and maybe soda or a beer or wine or candy bars, whatever it is. One of our old clients, Brad, he was addicted to Reese's. I say that lovingly. And he got to eat Reese's all the time, but I taught him how to fit that in. So he got Reese's every single day. He'd eat the Reese's eggs and all the different things. And he got that regularly. And still, even, at the time, he was close to 40, was able to develop some pretty rockin' abs. And it was all because of this system here, okay? So what we want to do instead of the old way, which is I got to do everything perfect, and if I don't and I mess up on one meal, everything's out the window. The new way is to set your awesome goals. So you go, I'm going to hit my macro targets, my macronutrients, within 0 to 5 grams, and my calorie goals within 0 to 10 calories. That means that at the end of the day, based on if I've written up something for you, or if you plan something for yourself, at the end of the day, I'm going to be within 0 to 5 grams of my macros. I'm going to be within 0 to 10 calories of my calorie goal. It's a good goal. It's a little tight, but I just want you to see. And then the goal beneath that is your great goal, which is I'm going to be within 7 to 10 grams of my macronutrient targets and 10 to 20 calories within my calorie goals. Now that's normally the one that I set for your awesome goal for most of my clients. I want you to be within 7 to 10 macros away from your goal that I've written for you and about 10 to 20 calories from your calorie goals. So if I were to retype this, I would probably make that the awesome goal, and then the great goal would be the next one that I'm giving you. But so many people who haven't been through my program, they think perfection is needed. So I created the awesome goal in this one to be tighter, which is 0 to 5 grams and 0 to 10 calories. So your great goal is going to be to stay within 7 to 10 grams of your macros and 10 to 20 calories. Your good goal is going to be to stay within 10 to 15 grams of your macros and 50 to 75 calories away from your calorie goals. So if I had this to retype again, now that I'm looking at it, I'd probably say your awesome goal is 7 to 10 grams, good goal is 10 to 15 grams, and that would be your awesome, and then finally your good goal would be instead of 10 to 15 grams, you'd probably say 15 to 20 grams, and instead of 50 to 75 calories, would be 75 to 100. I know I'm talking fast, but does this make sense, guys? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you have any questions too. I know that this is a little bit foreign to some people, but I promise you, again, if you implement this, it is a game changer. So those are 3 real life examples of how to use the good, great, and awesome goal system. Now, this system alone is going to do things pretty amazingly for you, but it's not going to make sure that you know what you're eating or how to work out and all of that. And if you're tired of setting fitness goals that leave you feeling stuck and burn out, or like you're never going to succeed and that you're always failing, then I want you to go ahead and drop the word quiz in the comments below or DM me, that's fine too. And I'm going to send you over that free Weight Loss Unblocker Quiz. And again, you're going to get a personalized plan with solutions to finally lose fat, build strength, and finally get the results that actually last. Because that's what this is about. Many of you guys are successful career people, or you're successful in your business, and you didn't get there by haphazardly doing things. You did it by focusing on what works and doing that consistently until you saw success. And that's what this is all about too. Because doing the quick way is not the way that you did it in your business. Like if somebody offered you a get rich quick scheme for your business, you would have laughed. You'd be like, no, I'm looking for long-term success. I want to build a career out of this, and I want to make sure that I can retire. I want you to see your fitness journey as being the same way. Stop looking at like, oh, I'm going to look at keto because keto works. All I got to do is cut out my carbs and I'm going to lose 40 pounds. If it works so well and you've done it before, you would have never quit it. Am I right? The reason you quit that keto or MetaFast, Nutrisystem, working with the personal trainer, liposuction is because when you were in other areas of life, meaning that you didn't get fit in a vacuum, you took a break from the personal trainer, you regained your weight. You took a break from keto and started eating carbs, you regained your weight. You went off MetaFast or Nutrisystem because you realized that it's so unsustainable and you don't like it, and you regained the weight. That to me is a get fit quick scheme. The same way as what it would have been had you done that with your career or business. Don't do that anymore. Start seeing it as a permanent lifestyle. But if you do it the right way, the same way as your business, people who have never owned a business might be like, oh, owning a business is stressful, blah, blah, blah. But when you're focused on the outcomes of it, you see it as being something viable and honestly better than owning or being in a career, as long as you can imagine enjoying your life. Now, you're willing in the beginning to work maybe 45, 50, 60 hours in the beginning because you know you don't have to do that permanently. What you're thinking about is long-term sustainability. If you begin thinking about long-term sustainability with your fitness or fat loss journey, you're going to be unwilling to do the Nutrisystems, MetaFast, Ozempic, liposuction, all of those things. And if you work with a trainer, you're going to make dang sure that that trainer has you with accountability, teaches you how to reframe your mindset and your habits, and teaches you nutrition so you know what to eat, not just on the weekdays, but on the weekends or when you travel. If you're missing those things, I can assure you, as soon as stress happens, the stressor in your life is going to feel, it won't be, but it'll feel more pressing and more important than your goal, and you are going to slip back into whatever habits are most comfortable and familiar for you, which means you're going to regain the weight. Unless you do things differently and you start focusing on long-term permanent solutions, in which case you're doing things more like this. You're strategizing not just about, Lance, just tell me what to eat and I'll follow it. Just tell me what to work out and I'll do it. I have heard people say that. And then as soon as life happens, because people tell me, like, they'll promise me the world, dude, just tell me what to do and I'm a go hard guy. I'm a this, that, and the other. And they'll promise these things because they're not planning on what happens if my kid gets sick and I've got to leave work, take her, go watch her. And if what if we're down to one car this week? What do I do? Well, most trainers, coaches, MetaFast, Nutrisystem, all these, they're not going to teach you those things. Those are the very things that have kept me fit. Those are the very things that have helped my clients overcome losing and regaining the same weight to finally losing and keeping it off for good, okay? So don't sleep on this just because it's not related directly to a meal plan or workouts, okay? Am I making sense? All right. Let's see. Lastly, very last thing. Remember that you do not need an all or nothing discipline or amount of willpower to transform your body. That is basically what's going to cause you to lose weight and regain it, is relying on discipline and willpower alone. It really is about setting smarter goals that keep you motivated and moving forward and that are sustainable even when stressful seasons occur, no matter what. Again, if that's you, go ahead and drop the word quiz below or DM me. And let's get you started on the path to results that last, which means that you are living the, as I call it, the joyfully fit life. That's what my program is called, Joyfully Fit 365, because it helps you to get fit joyfully, and you will stay fit 365 days a year without the need of discipline, willpower, or any of the rigidness that you've probably participated in or been forced to do in the past. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that this benefits you guys. If you feel like you got some value out of this, please do me a favor and hit that like button below, and do me a favor and share this so that more people can get permission from a fitness coach of 20 years to know I don't have to have discipline and willpower or stick to rigid diets or workouts that make me feel like I'm going to vomit just to get in shape. If you are the type of person who wants to get in shape and stay in shape, these are the techniques and strategies you want to implement. So again, thanks guys. Thanks so much for listening to my passionate yelling, so to speak. But this is something I'm passionate about because I believe in it and it works. And I want to give you the resources and tools to do what I've done to get into shape, feel good about yourself, still love food like I do, and know that the weight is never coming back on and that you're going to get more in shape even as you get older, no matter what. So thanks guys so much. I will see you on the next